Hello, it's me James and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing all of the unobtainable blocks that you can actually obtain in survival. That in itself sounds a little bit weird. Of course, if we can obtain them, then surely they are not unobtainable. And what I mean by unobtainable blocks are blocks that you can't or not supposed to get in survival, or even blocks that you can't even get in creative. I should also mention that due to the game being updated so often, unobtainable blocks tend to get patched really quickly. So if you do want to do these, I would do them quickly because they are almost certainly going to change and stuff like that. I mean, some of them probably won't, although some of the good ones definitely do. For example, like the end portal block. You used to be able to obtain that one really easily. However, now there is just literally no way. But I will also say this: if you are running on the Windows 10 edition, you can use one of my older tutorials to actually go back versions. This will allow you to obviously use glitches that worked in different versions, allowing you to get unobtainable blocks that we could get in previous versions. So yeah, if that interests you, feel free to use the link in the description. That being said, let's jump straight on into today's video. Okay, so number one, we're going to start with the easiest first, and that simply is the open barrel block. Of course, when you go into, if we go and have a look at the barrel block, you can see it's just a normal barrel block like so. It's not open like that, but we can actually obtain this block by simply holding down right click and then like opening the barrel block. But you got to make sure you hold down right click before you actually go on the barrel block. So if I hold right click here, go on the barrel block, it will actually keep the barrel open. Then of course, if you did want to obtain this block, you would need a silk touch pickaxe or of course axe. So yeah, if you wanted to grab one of these barrels, you'd simply just get yourself a silk touch axe or pickaxe and mine it like so. You would then get yourself a barrel that is open. Of course, it does mix in like that, but if you get yourself an item frame and you can place it in the item frame like so. Now I'm unaware like if these ones are going to be open as well. So they are. So basically what you could do, I mean, if you wanted loads of these for whatever reason, a little glitch here. You can see I've got two open barrel blocks in my inventory. I'm going to get this stack here, and I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to put these on there, so they're all open barrel blocks. Now, I'm fairly certain if I drop these on the floor, will they all be open barrel blocks? Alright, so they are. But if we place them, they're not going to be all open. However, if we place them in item frames, they are going to be all open. So if you did want like all open barrel blocks in item frames, you would only have to actually make one and then yeah, put them with the rest of the stack. I have no idea if that's going to be useful or not. I just come across that right now. So the first one, open barrel block. Okay, so the next one is actually the lit up respawn anchor. Now of course, if you didn't know, when you have these in creative or even if you just craft one in survival, this is how it will look. It will look all dull and like boring like that, all dull and boring. But if you wanted to get one that looks pretty cool like this and all lit up, basically what you would need to do, I'm gonna have to go into creative. Yeah, basically what you would do is get yourself 4 pieces of glowstone, fill up the respawn anchor, and then you'd get yourself a silk touch pickaxe. Of course, it's going to be a lot faster with efficiency on, and all you have to do is mine it, and you get yourself a respawn anchor like so. Of course, this is pretty awesome as well, because if we go into creative and we look at the respawn anchors, there is no respawn anchor like this one, like in creative. You can only ever get the one without the glowstone in it, so it's pretty epic. Word of warning, don't put an extra piece of glowstone in it, or like try and tap it, or like, hold on, let me go show you in the overworld what happens. Oh, yeah, boom. You don't want to do that. Big boom. So yeah, be careful when you're loading them up with glowstone. Okay, so next one, a pretty easy one to obtain. You could actually class these as individual blocks, but basically we're going to get different height snow layers like so, and all you've got to do to actually obtain these blocks is as follows. So you'd place a piece of dirt like that, place yourself a flower, and then fill up however much, like however high you want the block, and then break that block underneath. And as you can see, we will actually pick that up, and you can see the top snow, it's actually like not the same size as that top snow. So as you can see, I've set up all the different sizes you can actually get, and I'm going to go ahead and grab them all and then place them into Wow. That looks pretty awesome. Is that supposed to happen like that? Alright, yeah, I'm going to place them into the item frames. Alright, so there we go. I've got every single different size, and if we look at the M1, you can actually get a full block of top snow. Like, if we look at this is like a full block. This is normal snow next to it, and this is a full complete block of top snow. So yeah, and they do look pretty epic in the item frames as well. The next unobtainable block is the Nether Portal block. Now, there is actually two ways to obtain this block. One of them is this system here, which I'm going to link in the description below. This system works both on realms and normal worlds like I'm on now. This is just my normal testing world. But the system you're actually seeing now works on realms. This, in my opinion, is the best system. So if you did want to get the portal block, best bet is to do it on a realm and use the realm system. But like I said, this one does fully work, and once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy as well. And both links to those videos are in the description below. Up next, we've got the Unexploded TNT block. This thing is, I mean, it's pretty awesome. You can't get it in your inventory, but for the most part, it's a pretty epic block to have around. Now, if you have, let me go into creative and get myself a fishing rod. So if I get it attached onto the block, you can actually pull this thing pretty far. Of course, it would have to hit that. Yeah, if I just go back. But yeah, look, you can pull it around. It's a pretty fun block to have. Pretty pointless. Like I said, you can't get it in your inventory. If you did want to know how to get this block, basically, yeah, you would want to set up something like this in the nether. As you can see, a few repeaters, a lever, a piece of TNT, and basically the timing it takes the TNT to blow up, it gets pushed through to the overworld before it can blow up, and it will make this block. So yeah, again, I'm going to put the link to the full tutorial in the description below. Up next, we got these guys, the bubble column block. Again, it's got a really weird name, and when you put them in the item frames, they look kind of weird as well. I'm not really sure if they've got a function, although they are a pretty epic block to get. So there is no change to the system required to actually get these. However, I had to like put this into a realm for me to obtain. However, I had to put this into a realm before I could actually obtain this. Now, I'm not 100% sure that you've got to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try this right now. Again, I'm going to put the link in the description to set up this system. Very easy system to set up. But once you've set it up, basically, you just got to mine the torch. Now, if you get the right spot when mining the torch, you will actually get the bubble column block. Now, I really hope that this works in normal worlds. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna give it a few more goes. Hopefully we can do this. Okay, I think for the most part on single player worlds, like not non-realms, I think this doesn't work. I mean, you can give it a go, but I just tried it a bunch of times and I wasn't successful. As you can see, now we're on Simply Survival. So this is actually now a realm and not a normal world. So basically, we're going to set this up exactly the same. We're going to place that torch there, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Now, let me just check this has got water in. Yeah, that's got water in. And we're just going to go forward and then keep mining. Now, hopefully, what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to remove some stuff out of my inventory. So if we do get one, we can see it. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a time lapse of me getting one. And I'm not going to stop till I get one, just to show you guys that it's fully still working on realms. Alright, I did it first time. Well, second time, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, realms, for whatever reason, it works really well. And I'm not sure why on single player world it doesn't. This is my favorite one. The beaming end crystal. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, the beaming end crystal. I've got a full tutorial of this one in the description below. However, I do want to show you guys how you would actually bring this over to the overworld. Now, I did it in creative, but there are ways in survival. But yeah, long story short, if you wanted to bring this thing to the overworld, you would need to line it up in line with the portal, the end portal, and then put the end portal in regeneration mode, and then basically it will just teleport it to the overworld, and then you should be free to move it around. However, like I said, yeah, it's just stopped for me. I couldn't move it around, but I'd be more than happy just to have one of these lying around at spawn. I mean, how epic is that? I don't even know where it's going to, but I mean, it is super cool, right? Again, these blocks at the bottom are completely removable. Well, I've put bedrock there now, so unless I go into creative, like I've gone now, basically you can remove these blocks, and you can actually replace them with, like, any blocks. So, for example, if you wanted some shroom lights in there, you could put some shroom lights at the bottom. You know, I mean, it looks pretty awesome. You could have one of these. You could have, like, an unobtainable block, or an unobtainable block, like that. That looks actually pretty good, to be fair. I'm actually liking that. Wow. That's cool. But yeah, the fully beaming end crystal. I'm actually yet to get one of these in Simply Survival, so yeah, expect a tutorial coming on Simply soon. And finally, we've got the bedrock block. Now, I have not done a tutorial on the latest version of how to get this block. However, a channel by the name of navynexus has actually done a really awesome tutorial. In fact, it's the one that I follow to actually obtain this very block that you're looking at in the item frame right now. In fact, I got a few pieces of bedrock. It's a really detailed tutorial. I urge you to go and have a look at that. Again, his pinned comment has let you know some details and changes that have been made in 1.16. But for the most part, it does work. I can confirm that, and I literally got some this morning. So I'm going to link that in the description as well. But for the most part, I think that it's all unobtainable blocks that you can get in survival at the moment. Again, of course, due to like it changing all of the time, new unobtainable blocks come all of the time, and of course the old ones like generally get patched, but no doubt new ones will crop up, and I cannot wait to see what emerges. Like I said at the start of the video, if you are running on the Windows 10 edition, feel free to use the going back versions tutorial to obviously go back versions, and of course take advantage of glitches that are no longer working so you can get more unobtainable blocks. But yeah, that is all I've got time for. I will catch you on the next one.